and gentlemen, welcome to 8 Star Anime. I'm Chris. I got Dave, and we brought Larissa.
What's up?
Or did Larissa bring us?
It's a good question. Are we in Canada? Where everything's the other way around, or what?
I don't know if everything's the other way around in Canada. Maybe it's like 12.5 degrees tilted one direction or the other.
And folks, we got done watching two great films. One after the other. I love that look you gave.
They were movies.
Everything's subjective.
It is. Viz Media has given us quite a stir as they decided to put the 3 Southern Moon movies in theaters for our enjoyment. They did it dubbed on Saturday, and we went and watched it subbed on a Monday. So, the first movie we watched, Sailor Moon R. This movie takes place in the middle of Season 2, after Chibiusa has made her descent to the past. And, well, it is what it is. Now, Dave back here, I'm sure is giving us a lot of stink eye because these movies were kind of interesting for him.
As our token outsider.
Yes. First of all, we went and saw it at the theater under the... What's the organization? Fathom Events.
Yes.
Which I actually do enjoy Fathom Events. The first one I ever went to was... They were playing Rambo First Blood in the theater after X amount of years. We went and watched that musical one.
Yes.
For Sailor Moon. So I do enjoy Fathom Events. Here's your free plug, Fathom.
Well, the Fathom events are really great because that's how we're getting a lot of these anime stuff and other live actions from Japan and stuff like that normally you wouldn't get.
Yeah, if you guys can somehow put Wizard of Oz up in the theater.
Actually, it wouldn't be surprising.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
Actually, it wouldn't be surprising. They probably could. But in any case, Sailor Moon was the first one that we saw. It's about an hour-long film. Back in '93, and the premise of this film is pretty much an alien comes in, like they all do, in the first place, named Fiore, who has decided to come back to be friends again with Mamoru.
Friends.
And in doing so,
I want me a friend like that.
yeah, I know, right? And in doing so, to be the only friend of Mamoru's. And by doing so, he tries to do it by killing off the Earth.
Like you do.
However, we find out what's controlling him is a flower called the Zinnium flower that's actually controlling his emotions, that wants to literally just implant itself, grow all over the planet, eventually destroying it.
Absorbing energy!
Yes.
Like you do.
It's like, I swear to God, in the late 80s, early 90s, that must have been the trope for all anime. I mean, Megatron was trying to steal energy. Both the villains in this were trying to steal energy. It's ridiculous.
I mean, not 100% wrong. I mean, it is what it is. I guess that's... I guess that's what we have on Earth, is just energy.
Fossil fuels! And then Captain Planet saved us all.
Oh, no.
That's hilarious, though.
I break things.
Is it so? Don't encourage him.
Encourage me.
But in any case, fast tracking this, guys. I'm actually making this as quick as possible because I'm trying not to give away everything like I normally do.
Because it's a short movie.
It really is.
It is so
so that's pretty much the real premise of it. Now there is.
How about I throw a little bit as an outsider? So there's only the 5 Sailor Guardians.
Yes.
The inner planets plus Jupiter.
Jupiter's in there.
No, it's not. It's on the other side of the asteroid belt.
Okay. She's innocent, she.
Yes, she is.
She's badass. I'll give you that.
There you go.
My girl.
So they're the main characters for this one. The other 3 did not, or 4 did not show up.
They were not introduced by this point, so they wouldn't show up.
Chibi Girl did not transform. She was there with comedic effect, as far as I could tell.
Well, this is about halfway through the season before they even knew that she's in from the future at this point.
Oh my!
So there's that.
I'm a little disappointed by one factor that I don't think is spoilers for anyone.
Go for it.
In the movie, we learned that the main character, Usagi, has a sibling, and we never ever see the sibling.
I mean, if you watch the show, then you know who her sibling is.
Does the sibling show up?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's there.
Does he have a name?
I cannot remember.
Does he do anything in the show? Ever?
He's the annoying younger brother.
Does he ever become boy hostage?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Almost nobody in film really becomes a plot point.
Yeah.
Ever.
The human family is kind of there.
There.
Okay.
Just to be her human family.
So that was news to me. This being the second Sailor Moon thing I've ever seen. The first being the musical we talked about a little earlier.
really good.
Well,
Just
it's-
kind of dropping him in the middle of the plot and being like, "Have fun, not
Yeah.
knowing anyone or what's going on."
Yeah.
They have an amazing way that they do their nails. I will admit that.
I wish I could do my nails like that.
Take a stand.
Just
Say
take
a
a
stand.
stand.
Like, just
Like,
make up.
I mean, that's just how it works. They just transform, yeah. Well, at least it's not like live action where they literally transform everything. You know,
True.
nails, hair, everything completely changes.
Right.
Which I was like, man, we just do this and now I got hair. That's fantastic.
If only.
Amazing.
If only.
Now, real quick, what do we all like about this film? I'm going to start with you, Dave, because I kind of want to hear what you actually liked about it.
The animation is my cup of tea. This is my genre. The late 80s, early 90s style is my catnip. It's always my favorite. So this one was right in the middle of it.
Gotcha. Now, the actual Sailor Moon fanatic.
Is my show. I mean, the fact that it was kind of Mamoru centric really appealed to me. That's always very important to me. He just kind of, it's like we got like a snatch of his past.
Actually,
which
I
we don't really.
I do have to agree with you because most of the series, where we get the joke and the meme of "my job here is done," but you didn't do anything.
Okay, swirl.
This puts it where he's 100% the main plot of this movie.
It's true.
Right?
He's the catalyst for once. The
Yes.
stupid silver crystal.
Aha.
It's like Fiore wasn't after the silver crystal. What?
Yeah, that's actually true. The one time the Silver Crystal is not the target. So
He came for the shota. Stayed for the pizza.
That is one of my favorite things. That pretty much all the villains are like in love with Mamoru. Everyone's in love with Mamoru. The entire galaxy is in love with Mamoru. It's so great. He's just the best. He is just the epitome of Bishonen. He's great.
I do have to agree with you. Having something that's not about the Silver Crystal, about necessarily didn't necessarily have to destroy the world. It's just that Mamoru is that important to Fiore. Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna have to do it. What didn't we like about the film?
I didn't like the fact that everyone took all the effort to transform and do one of two attacks. That was it. And it was aggravating to me.
You're not much of a Sailor Moon person, are you?
I do realize that I'm coming at this not knowing what the heck's going on, and as a 40-year-old male.
Now, to be fair,
really
no. Being a 40-year-old male at this point really is me.
Well, maybe if I had watched it at 16 or 23 or was a brony, some of those factors may encourage me to connect better. But none of those things happened. I see a lot of wasted potential.
Well,
I'm not saying that they should be kung fu kicking everybody,
yes.
but they should be doing something besides one of two attacks and wall slamming.
That does happen a lot. That does.
But, I mean, if we're going to compare to Crystal or the actual manga itself, they truly build up on the fact that they are magical girls in those original artworks, because they do have more than one attack, more than two attacks, and they show it a lot. But for a series that you're going to see,
are one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's like threw a bunch of English words in a hat, and it was like, this one's good, and
good,
this
one's good. The thing about it is, for a series that's weekly and you get Monster of the Week, Monster of the Week,
Right.
Monster of the Week, I can kind of see where they just limit to, they do this attack, Sailor Moon does this. Done. All right, moving on. Next week, next monster.
Yeah, Team Rocket blasting off again.
Pretty much. And if I had to pick something I didn't like about this, it was the fact that the animation style changed about a little bit into the film. And there's this asteroid that they have to get to. Now, the asteroid splits open and it looks like a flower. But the problem is that they switch years, instead of staying with the regular animation that they did, they switched to like PS1 graphics on like, and then like
It was so jarring.
it was weird. It was so awkward and so out of place. You couldn't help but
It
notice
looked like
how
almost
bad
like
it
a
was.
really bad Photoshop.
It really
Like
was.
someone just
like,
kind of shoved the element in there. It's like,
it's like, we don't want to draw this. Someone get it on the computer. Yeah, close enough. We're good.
This is going to be interesting. What's your negative?
it brought up one of my least favorite tropes
Oh.
in storytelling. It's the redemption equals death trope. I hate that. I hate that so much. And they
Yes.
pulled
Well, not to
that
ruin-
one on me.
Hey, not to ruin it for you, you might not like the ending of the original Star Wars.
How dare you?
Yes, that is a big moment that they
I didn't
tend to
think
do.
about that, but I get your point there, yeah.
Well,
What's the point of learning a lesson if you're just going to die? Well, to be
No,
fair,
right?
did he die?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. This is now the spoiler.
If you don't want to
Skip ahead if you do not wish.
Yeah, if you don't want to know about the 25-year-old movie. But he gives the nectar of life
Yes.
from his flower, and then he goes into that bubble and starts going off into space again. Is he dead, and this is the way they're doing it not to traumatize children?
Well, no, because here's the thing.
Or is he just in, like, space coma?
But at the beginning of the film, he said, "Well, I can't survive on Earth. I got to go do my own thing," and
Right.
he kind of floats off and does whatever. I personally think that's really more what happened. And he kind of just I'm out of energy.
But he does like say something about like this is my life force.
Yeah,
give
yeah,
it
this is
to
my
the-
nectar of
to
life.
Give it to
True.
the girl, and she was dead, and then she was not dead.
That is fair.
What if it's just the friendship between the two that is now dead?
Now you're just pulling the trope.
that's even worse.
Now you're just like playing up on the trope.
I just want like Usagi and Fiore and Mamoru to go on a triple date, and I'll get ice cream, and that's all I want in my life. And they denied me that. How dare they?
You
How
mean
does
how
that
they
make you
denied?
feel?
You mean how they denied the kiss at the beginning? Of the movie?
Salty.
You mean like the denial of the kiss at the beginning of the movie?
And he had
That
to
was
kiss her.
amazing.
And he had to kiss her to get the nectar into her. Aww.
It
love
is
this so
fantastic.
much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've talked a good chunk about this. How about we get to some scoring?
Okay.
So, just in case y'all forgot, for some odd strange reason, our scoring has changed since our first season.
A little bit.
A little bit.
We're still using
Go ahead.
8 stars. Instead, now we're doing tangibles, that what you can hear and see, and intangibles, that what you think and feel.
Which makes sense. So, Dave, I do want to start with you on this.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so visually, like I said, this is my catch drugs. This is good, closing in on great. Music-wise was okay. The soundtracks were fine. The only thing that got on my nerves, and it was not the anime's fault, it was the theater's fault, is they had the volume up too loud. Anime girls screaming in Japanese, while kind of sounds fun, in surround sound, not so much.
Immersion.
I'm going to give it the technical 3.5 that we can kind of do now because of the way
Yes.
we're doing stuff
Yes, we can.
Oh.
Yes.
for the tangibles.
For the tangibles. I do agree. The animation style is great. For the series that I grew up with, it's the nostalgic point to it. And it's just like, oh, I remember watching this show. And Blu-ray and HD graphics do not necessarily help it, but it's there.
You mean 20 feet up on the wall? Was not...
That's not how it was intended.
No, not how it was intended. It was meant to be
I like that, though. I love theater.
And now the music is what it is because each Sailor Scout had their own theme song. Crunch Time, they play some pretty decent kind of like, oh god, are we gonna make it music? Then it's usually happy go lucky towards the end, then ending theme, and then of course at the beginning of every show it's the Action Cinnamon theme song.
Just great.
With usually some kind of montage at the beginning, which I really enjoyed. Because at the beginning of Cinnamon R, it's kind of cool because it's the first movie and they decide to go, hey, here's an introduction to everybody. This is Sailor Mars. This is how she is. This is Sailor Mercury. And I'm like, okay, cool. They give you a quick introduction of who the characters are before they go, and here's the movie. go. Like, they assume that you've seen the series up until this point.
Ah, fools!
But
There's always one. There's always one.
But for everything it is, I'll have to give it a 3.
They've pretty much hit all of my major points. Animation, it is what it is. I love the color palettes. It's just there's just something about Sailor Moon that's just very, just the colors are very warm and lovely. And the music is what it is. Having it open with a theme always makes me very happy because it immediately gets me into the Sailor Moon nostalgia mode. And like I said, the one detractor was the stupid CGI asteroid that really didn't need to be CGI. And otherwise, animation good, music good. So I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5 just because of that stupid asteroid.
I agree. Now we get to the part of how it made us feel. How did it make you feel, Dave, to watch this movie?
Story-wise, very sound. Even if it's not my story, it was well written. It made sense within the confines of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I give it top marks for that. Enjoyment, I was not as confused as I have been in other anime. I'm giving Intangibles a 3.
To be honest, I can understand where you would say you'd be confused, but the storyline was fairly straightforward.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying my enjoyment is what got damaged because of my confusion.
Gotcha.
Not from the story,
Yeah.
but for everything else within the movie, mainly the characters.
Makes sense. I can see that. Because for me,
Like you shoot fire, fucking burn them.
It's too straightforward.
That's too straightforward. You have to think of the show as your typical Power Rangers or a regular Super Sentai. Like, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, but that means now you're looking a little too close. If you're really looking for the 100% logic.
I'm just saying, at least in Power Rangers, Billy threw a punch.
Sailor Jupiter threw a punch.
Different movie.
Damn it.
Spoiler.
But anyways,
Girl.
I personally have to give it 3 myself. Though nostalgia does take place in this. Parts of the story kind of were a bit iffy, especially when the girls finally get there to start fighting. It's like, one thing I still can't get over is the power of love and friendship. As much as I love this series, that part always kills me, and I know that's what this series is about. I know exactly what this series is about. It still kills me.
I know what you're expecting. Huh?
Yes, I know what I'm expecting. It still kills me.
I like that part, but I would like to see a visual representation. Like, everyone has a gemstone. Shouldn't, like, maybe a beam of light come out of the gemstone and just absorb into the focus crystal that is the dits?
Oh my gosh.
We talked about that. To be honest, in the original series and the actual manga, she's not as big of a ditz as they play her out to be in this.
Okay.
This is more of a weekly episode. We got 46 episodes to tell our story in one season. We're going to have to milk things out.
Well, so far I have a pretty awesome musical and an okay film, and she's batting 2 for 2.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. So, Larissa, your Undateables?
I super enjoyed it, for one thing, because it's Sailor Moon, and I just kind of love all things Sailor Moon. I'm really easy to please in that respect. And like I said, no, because that stupid trope. Because that stupid trope. Because I hate redemption equals death. I hate it. And they pulled it on me. And so that's the only thing. But like I said, it was Mamoru-centric, which is always very pleasing to me. He's the best. He's a disaster, but he's great. And it's like, we got to see like baby Mamoru, which was adorable. And so, yeah, so I'm giving it a 3.5. So,
for those keeping tally, she has given it a 7.
Yes.
I am 6.5, and Chris is 6.
Yes. It is what it is, folks. Now, was there anything that really stood out about this movie for you? Like, truly stood out?
It was Sailor Moon.
Well, that's for you. Anyways.
I mean,
glorious.
That's... Everything was new to me, so everything stood out.
That's fair.
The crowd was enjoyable. And I mean, the people in the theater.
That's true. The people in the theater was a huge deal.
After the first movie and before the second movie, which will be in the next episode, there was an intermission, and listening to the crowd talk about their love for the story and the characters and other shows, and having only seen the musical, still recognizing some of the characters they're talking about, because of the musical and the way they're talking about it, they were like, this character does this, this, and this. And I'm like, I know that character. That stands out to me as just...
So you recognize our fandom, like you recognize people who are
beyond
there.
that. In a world of cookie cutter characters, when there's 5 to 9 characters, Sailor Scouts aren't cookie cutter.
That's true.
They're individuals.
That's true.
And that is admirable about this genre.
Which is good.
They are one of the best girl teams I've ever come across. So.
I do have to admit, personally, the comedy of the series has always been a big thing for me. Even when things are serious, like they still find a way to throw some comedy in.
Yep.
I like it.
Still pretty
May
lighthearted.
I guess what stood out for you?
Shoot.
Mamoru, or whatever his name is. Centricity.
I've only mentioned it like three or 4 times.
I pay attention.
Good job. Gold star. Yeah, that really stood out to me. Because usually he's just kind of there in the sidelines, being all supportive and throwing Rose and disappearing.
My job is done.
And he actually threw Rose at a dude. He doesn't usually do that. So
He used it as a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
he did.
Normally it's a distraction.
Right.
Sailor Moon, go.
Yep. But he actually did the thing because he saved the day. And so I'm like, you go, my dude. You do the thing.
My dude.
My dude. So I was very proud of him. So that's very important to me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Sailor Moon R. If you want to pick up your copy, there are many different retailers who still carry this, as well as rightstuff.com. Viz Media's got this, so it's anywhere you can get it, I'll go for it. It's a really good movie, really good chance to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm Chris, that's Larissa, Dave's back there. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bonus. No, I'm serious. Bonus for real.
What?
So my joke was, I think Sailor Moon would be awesome with a crossover with the Ronin Warriors.
God, no.
So what would be... No. If you had to make a crossover, who would they cross over with? I was thinking for you, what if Princess Tutu made an appearance?
I'm done with this conversation.
Wow.
Would you be pro into that, or...
I mean, that would be something super cool.
My brain would hurt.
In my case, Saint Seiya. I would love to see Saint
Saint
Seiya.
Seiya, okay, I'm done with that. Saint Seiya, because that's actually closer to what
the theme fits.
Okay.
The theme fits
They
more.
would be super cool together. So that would be my crossover.
That would
choice.
make more sense to me. But God, if you did Princess Tutu, my brain couldn't handle that.
It would be adorable. There'd be so much cute.
You still have to see Princess Tutu go really whack. It's the best.
Hey, well, we're doing season 2. It's time for Princess Tutu season 2.
No escape from Dancing Duck.
Well, there you go. There's our bonus reel.
I'm out. Oh God.